deep, you know I'm bringing force like a mannequin. Torment got you frozen, now you pose like a mannequin. Solo with that crimson and Bumblebee my witness. No heart like I'm Harvest, from January to Christmas. You don't wanna miss this. More fusions, welcome to Teleria. Miscreate when I stepped in, PLARIUM set is risky. Like Clambo sending you back to the Bastion. System is getting landed, Legos are getting unfolded now. 100k that's Hades, 100k that's Ash. 100 mil on CB shouts to Deadwood, that's that. One artifact that's 5 mil, one amulet that's 10. CC's killing off this beat, murdering king with that pen. I've got my mask on like Jetson. Victor holding records like weights out of bench press. Samurai Shing in arena with my Shadowkin. Jemba when now you're panicking. Skull crowns are getting taken out. Death Knight, Layla Fox. Sharp pulls for that summon rush. 3k subs in 8 months. Wanna shout you for all the love. Community, we keep it strong. PLARIUM back and forth just like ping pong. Maybe in 5 years we'll get that Hydra boss. Forget a monster. You can call us Raidzillas. Sacreds, I don't wanna see ice like frost bringers. Some say YST, you've got a cold heart. Your Smiley, come on, bring that heat like Ignatius.
Monster, if things don't go my way, then I'm gonna have to crunch you. Feed you to my chest, to the tavern where we go soon. I can't wait to see where this is going, what you gon' do. I don't give a damn how you feel, oh boo-hoo. Raidzilla, fire spit a monster. Shards of the dance floor, Louis V carpet. Fire, Raidzilla, fire. Monster, shards on the dance floor, Louis V carpet.
Heard he quit wake with a clickbait, got paid, I made thy raid viz. Flow like nitrate, my fate is. Show you where my knife blade ends. Better hope we can bring the friends. Dopamine and the dopamine. Crack your skull like an opening. Start 2x, here we go again. I'm a universe of death and I'm beyond your comprehension. I'll decapitate that fool if he enters my dimension. Alone in my life now, I don't need your permission. Boot all my cheaters out, call that CC suspension. Hair like extension, but without all the excuses. Looking for a top, I've been feeling all your nooses. I don't know when to stop, I be violating truces. Someone needs to do this, let me show you where the truth is. Clickbait like Medusa, your views are what I use. Like the words on my hoodie, I need a mirror to get through. You should fear the tubes, I've been deadly with the blues. I've been known to kill a synth, I'm a shepherd of the news.
Monster, if things don't go my way, then I'm gonna have to crunch you. Feed you to my chest, to the tavern where we go soon. I can't wait to see where this is going, what you gon' do. I don't give a damn how you feel, oh boo-hoo. Raidzilla, fire spit a monster. Shards of the dance floor, Louis V carpet. Fire, Raidzilla, fire. Monster, shards on the dance floor, Louis V carpet.
2021, what a year. Bittersweet is coming to an end. We gon' highlight a few things for the free to play and those that spin. Geomancer bro for one day, got us all hand like Victor Ted. He did it first though without a bug, man, he hit for over 700 mil. Sean Party with Layla at, who got partner this year. J Gigs, Uncle Patches, Smiley, and Mr. Tham. Big shout to Saffron Man, he the one that got us all hit. Can't forget Hell Hades, helped us all to optimize gear. Doom Tower trying to do it fast, so we all got a comp with us here. Or just use Chris, like Kenpachi says. I've been imagining the day that I could beat the Raidzilla monster. Gonna need a savage set, crit rate on attack chest. Gear cleanse, you be lucky if you get a gear cleanse. Front one, a mass bench stress, trying to roll substats. Will it be speed, will it be flat? CVC got me click, clack, click, clack, click. Like a lab rat is H-dub, you can ask chat. Yo, Gigs, tell them what's next.
Get it pack free, sadly, never happening. Keep 'em mad with the packs we bring. I can't be taking that heat. Take it back to brackets, the Halloween ringer. Look at my stat sheet. What attracts these people is my greatness, bitch. Like a 10x with a Valkyrie, like fat chicks. You never gonna grab me, neither. RNG the menace here to dominate. I'm greatest ever nominate. I'm getting inside the beat like I'm a surgeon. Time to operate. I'm cutting him again. My lyrics gonna blade him with the skill up above every fucking body in the game. Debilitating every rapper thinking they can integrate him and make anybody who playing right afraid of pain. But don't nobody want it, but they're gonna spin it anyway. Cause y'all beginning to see that I'm Amityville. I'm a killer. You need to seal him, a thriller me. I'm a Liam Manila. You bringing the villain within me out of me. You don't wanna be here when I free the behemoth to listen me. I keep it raving, call me Cena. Cause they're in the sea of me. I'm the deity of rapidity. Increasing the speed and killing any affinity. Motherfucker, you better run it. You finna be dead like free to play in silver 300% of you players couldn't beat a tenth of me. I'm at it to diminish you, bitch. I'm despicable. You wanna battle? I'm unkillable. I'm rolling with Dutch invisible. I'm inexplicable. I'm unequivocal. I'm unforgivable. I'm fucking biblical. An orange criminal. You never catch him digital. They got our radar roller. Man, stop.
you know I'm bringing force like I'm Anakin. Torment got you frozen, now you pose like a mannequin. Solo with that crimson and Bumblebee my witness. No heart like I'm Harvest from January to Christmas. You don't wanna miss this. More fusions. Welcome to Teleria. Miscreate when I stepped in. Plat reset is risky. Like Clambo sending you back to the Bastion. System is getting landed. Legos are getting unfolded now. 100k that's Hades, 100k that's Ash. 100 mil on CB shouts to Deadwood, that's that. One artifact that's 5 mil, one amulet that's 10. CC's killing off this beat, murdering king with that pen. I've got my mask on like Jetson. Victor holding records like weights out of bench press. Samurai Shing in arena with my Shadakin. Jemba when now you're panicking. Skull crowns are getting taken out. Death Knight like Layla Fox. Sharp pulls for that summon rush. 3k subs in 8 months. Wanna shout you for all the love. Community we keep it strong. PLARIUM back and forth just like ping pong. Maybe in 5 years we'll get that Hydra boss. Forget a monster. You can call us Raidzillas. Sacreds. I don't wanna see ice like frost bringers. Some say YST you've got a cold heart. Yo Smiley come and bring that heat like Ignatius.
Monster. If things don't go my way, then I'm gonna have to crunch you. Feed you to my chest, to the tavern where we go soon. I can't wait to see where this is going, what you gon' do. I don't give a damn how you feel, oh boo-hoo. Raidzilla, fire spit a monster. Shards of the dance floor, Louis V carpet. Fire, Raidzilla, fire. Monster, shards on the dance floor, Louis V carpet.
Heard he quit wake with a clickbait, got paid, I made, I raid vids. Flow like nitrate, my fate is. Show you where my knife blade ends. Better hope we then bring the friends. Dopamine and the dopamine. Crack your skull like an opening. Shark 2X, here we go again. I'm a universe of death and I'm beyond your comprehension. I'll decapitate that fool if he enters my dimension. Alone in my life now, I don't need your permission. Boot all my cheaters out, call that CC suspension.
What's going on, guys? Just give me a minute here and we'll be going live. Hope you're ready for a great show and our guest of the week, Mr. Zero Brew.
Clickbait like Medusa, your views are what I use. Like the words on my hoodie on your mirror, they get through. You should fear the tubes, I've been deadly with the blues. I've been known to kill a synth, I'm a shepherd of the news.
Monster. If things don't go my way, then I'm gonna have to crunch you. Feed you to my chest, to the tavern where we go soon. I can't wait to see where this is going, what you gon' do. I don't give a damn how you feel, oh boo-hoo. Raidzilla, fire spit a monster. Shards of the dance floor, Louis V carpet. Fire, Raidzilla, fire. Monster, shards on the dance floor, Louis V carpet.
2021, what a year. Bittersweet is coming to an end. We gon' highlight a few things for the free-to-play and those that spin. Geomancer bro for one day, got a saw hand like Victor Ted. He did it first though without a bug, man he hit for over 700 mil. Sean party with Layla at, who got partner this year. J Gigs, Uncle Patches, Smiley, and Mr. Tham. Big shout to Saffron Man, he the one that got us all hit. Can't forget Hell Hades helped us all to optimize gear. Doom Tower trying to do it fast, so we all got a comp with us here. Or just use Chris, like Kenpachi says. I've been imagining the day that I could beat the Raidzilla monster. Gonna need a savage set, crit rate on attack chest. Gear cleanse, you be lucky if you get a gear cleanse. Front one mass bench stress, trying to roll substats. Will it be speed, will it be flat? CVC got me click, clack, click, clack, click like a lab rat. Is H-dub, you can ask chat. Yo Gigs, tell him what's next.
Get a pack free, sadly, never had mean. Keep 'em mad with the packs we bring. I can't be taking that heat. Take it back to brackets, the Halloween ringer. Look at my stat sheet. What attracts these people is my greatness, bitch. Like a 10x with a Valkyrie, like fat chicks. You never gonna grab me, neither. RNG the minister to dominate. I'm greatest ever nominate. I'm getting set to be like I'm a surgeon. Time to operate. I'm cutting him again. My lyrics gonna blade him with the skill up above every fucking body in the game. Debilitating every rapper thinking they can integrate him. And I make anybody who playing rate afraid to pay, but don't nobody want it. But they're gonna spin it anyway. Cause y'all beginning to see that I'm a medieval. I'm a killer. You need to seal him, a thriller me. I'm a Liam Manila. You bringing the villain within me out of me. You don't wanna be here when I free the behemoth to listen me. I keep it raving, call me Cena. Cause they're in the sea of me. I'm the deity of rapidity. Increasing the speed of killing any infinity. Motherfucker, you better run it. You finna be dead like free to play in silver 300% of you players couldn't beat a tenth of me. I'm at it to diminish you, bitch. I'm despicable. You wanna battle? I'm unkillable. I'm rolling with Dutch. It's invisible. I'm inexplicable. I'm unequivocal. I'm unforgivable. I'm fucking biblical. An orange criminal. You never catch him digital. The god I radar ruler. Man, stop.
Hope you know I'm bringing force like I'm Anakin. Torment got you frozen, now you pose like a mannequin. Solo with that crimson and Bumblebee my witness. No heart like I'm Harvest from January to Christmas. You don't wanna miss this. More fusions. Welcome to Teleria. Miscreate when I stepped in. Plat reset is risky. Like Clambo sending you back to the Bastion. System is getting landed. Legos are getting unvoted now. 100k that's Hades, 100k that's Ash. 100 mil on CB shouts to Deadwood, that's that. One artifact that's 5 mil, one amulet that's 10. CC's killing off this beat, murder raking with that pen. I've got my mask on like Jensen. Victor holding records like weights out of bench press. Samurai Shing in arena with my shadow kid. Jemba when now you're panicking. Skull crowns are getting taken out. Death Knight like Layla Fox. Sharp pulls for that summon rush. 3k subs in 8 months. Wanna shout you for all the love. Community we keep it strong. PLARIUM back and forth just like ping pong. Maybe in 5 years we'll get that Hydra boss. Forget a monster. You can call us Raidzillas. Sacreds. I don't wanna see ice like frost bringers. Some say YST you've got a cold heart. Yo Smiley come on bring that heat like Ignatius.
Monster. If things don't go my way, then I'm gonna have to crunch you. Feed you to my chest, to the tavern where we go soon. I can't wait to see where this is going, what you gon' do. I don't give a damn how you feel, oh boo-hoo. Raidzilla, fire spit a monster. Shards of the dance floor, Louis V carpet. Fire, Raidzilla, fire. Monster, shards on the dance floor, Louis V carpet.
Heard he quit waking with a clickbait, got paid, I made, I raid vids. Glow like nitrate, my fate is. Show you where my knife blade ends. Better hope we then bring the friends. Dopamine and the dopamine. Crack your skull like an opening. Start 2x, here we go again. I'm a universe of death and I'm beyond your comprehension. I'll decapitate that fool if he enters my dimension. Alone in my life now, I don't need your permission. Boot all my cheaters out, call that CC suspension. Hair like extension, but without all the excuses. Looking for a top, I've been feeling all your nooses. I don't know when to stop, I be violating truces. Someone needs to do this, let me show you where the truth is. Clickbait like Medusa, your views are what I use. Like the words on my hoodie on your mirror to get through. You should fear the tubes, I've been deadly with the blues. I've been known to kill a synth, I'm a shepherd of the news.
Monster. If things don't go my way, then I'm gonna have to crunch you. Feed you to my chest, to the tavern where we go soon. I can't wait to see where this is going, what you gon' do. I don't give a damn how you feel, oh boo-hoo. Raidzilla, fire spit a monster. Shards of the dance floor, Louis V carpet. Fire, Raidzilla, fire. Monster, shards on the dance floor, Louis V carpet.
2021, what a year. Bittersweet is coming to an end. We gon' highlight a few things for the free to play and those that spin. Geomancer bro for one day, got a saw hand like Victor Tez. He did it first though without a bug, man he hit for over 700 mil. Sharp party with Layla at, who got partner this year. J Gigs, Uncle Patches, Smiley and Mr. Tham. Big shout to Saffron Man, he the one that got us all hit. Can't forget Hell Hades helped us all to optimize gear. Doom Tower trying to do it fast, so we all gotta come with us here. Or just use Chris, like Kenpachi says. I've been imagining the day that I could beat the Raidzilla monster. Gonna need a savage set, crit rate on attack chest. Gear cleanse, you be lucky if you get a gear cleanse. Front one mass bench stress, trying to roll substats. Will it be speed, will it be flat? CVC got me click, clack, click, clack, click like a lab rat. Is H-dub, you can ask chat. Yo Gigs, tell him what's next.
Get a pack free, sadly, never happening. Keep 'em mad with the packs we bring. I can't be taking that heat. Take it back to brackets, the Halloween ring. Look at my stat sheet. What attracts these people is my greatness, bitch. Like a 10x with a Valkyrie, like fat chicks. You never gonna grab me, neither. RNG the menace here to dominate. I'm greatest ever nominate. I'm getting inside the beat like I'm a surgeon. Time to operate. I'm cutting him. I get my lyrics gonna blade him with the skill up above every fucking body in the game. Debilitating every rapper thinking they can integrate him. And I make anybody who playing rate afraid to pay, but don't nobody want it. But they're gonna spin it anyway. Cause y'all beginning to see that I'm a villain. I'm a killer. You need to seal him. A thriller me. I'm a Liam Manila. You bringing the villain within me out of me. You don't wanna be here when I free the behemoth to listen me. I keep it raving, call me Cena. Cause they're in the sea of me. I'm the deity of rapidity. Increasing the speed of killing any affinity. Motherfucker, you better run it. You finna be dead like free to play in silver. 300% of you players couldn't beat a tenth of me. I'm at it to diminish you, bitch. I'm despicable. You wanna battle? I'm unkillable. I'm rolling with Dutch invisible. I'm inexplicable. I'm unequivocal. I'm unforgivable. I'm fucking biblical. An orange criminal. You never catch him digital. The god I radar ruler. Man, stop.
Keep you know I'm bringing force like I'm Anakin. Torment got you frozen, now you pose like a mannequin. Solo with that crimson and Bumblebee my witness. No heart like I'm Harvest from January to Christmas. You don't wanna miss this. More fusions. Welcome to Teleria. Miscreated when I stepped in. Plat reset is risky. Like Clambo sending you back to the Bastion. System is getting landed. Legos are getting unfolded now. 100k that's Hades, 100k that's Ash. 100 mil on CB shouts to Deadwood, that's that. One artifact that's 5 mil, one amulet that's 10. CC's killing off this beat, murdering king with that pen. I've got my mask on like Jensen.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another stream of the Knights of Teleria. Sorry, I had my microphone muted. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on your Sundays. Thank you for coming on and spending the time with us. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. We got, a polymorph buff. We've got a 5x, and we've got some other things. But before we get too far, let me introduce my hosts. On the top right-hand side in the red box, we have Mr. FinalKenpachi. Ken, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Hello, everybody.
All right. Right underneath that in the yellow box, we have the one, Mr. G Mills, also known as Gestal. Gestal, how are you doing, sir?
Doing great, my man. How you doing?
Doing wonderful. Thank you. To my right, we have Mr. J Star 3. Jay, how are you doing, sir?
Doing pretty good, man.
All right. And then for the first time on the channel, in the blue shirt, repping the hearts, is Mr. Zero Brew. Zero, how are you, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for having me on. I'm excited to be here.
Thank you for coming. Thank you so much. All right. You know what? Before we get too far, let's kind of go through what you've been up through this week. Ken, how's your week been? How's your shard pulls? How's everything?
I got a Lego from Fresh Mercy on the Ancient. I open 20. I got a Dupe Drexar. It makes me super happy because it's a third slot final unlock on the Demon Spawn after almost 5 years. So my Duchess PP a little bit grow. I'm so happy about that. And we got a great pull actually like this week. I got a Harima again. I keep pulling Harima. I mean, on the Weaver account. We pulled randomly Archer Girl. Nice. I mentioned that before. Yeah, on the Weaver account, like level 40 account or something like that. It's crazy, like during the SLN Tenix, actually we didn't get SLN, by the way.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I also changed my mind and went solo for the Fusion champion because I feel like, man, she's gonna be so good, man. So I got her soul, and I literally don't have XP brew left after the Arima 5-star. I hope the next event is gonna be please trash. Fusion trash, XP, everything is trash. I want like a couple of months, take a break,
Okay. G Mills, Gestal, what about you? How's your week been? Any insane pulls? Did you pull an Acelin?
No Acelin. Went after him. Not too hard. Pulled, I don't know, maybe about 20 or so on the prisms. And then probably about 120 on the blues. And came up nothing, though. I think my hot streak has run out.
Oh boy. Don't tell us that.
A lot of people in my chat will be happy about that. They're tired of seeing me winning.
All right. Mr. J, what about you? Have you pulled anything this week, sir?
No, I've actually just pulled lots of epics, actually, and I've just been building out champions because they've been giving us tons of events to build champions back to back, so I've been just working on that.
Okay. And Zero, how about you? Any insane luck?
Not like you, Mr. Acelin. I've seen your videos. But no, so we did pull, I got a couple legendaries. It allowed me to unlock a Walking Tomb Drench from the Guardians, and so I got a +2 Walking Tomb Drench now. So that's the only bonus to my shard pulls this week. So no Acelin for me. Did about 7,500 points in the shard pulling event. So.
Very nice. So my week, yeah, I pulled Aislinn. I'm sure a lot of you guys saw that. I banged my knee pretty hard. I don't think I've been excited for any champion like that for a while, right? I literally, I'm standing there. I jumped, not even thinking. I slipped and banged my knee right on the ground. I was like, oh, it hurt for like 2 days afterwards. But it made for a hell of a reaction. Everybody is enjoying it and loving it. So yeah, it was fun. And then I went back again for the 10x 2x that we have this weekend, and I'm not gonna lie, I put a carpet down just so I would not slip in case that happened again. So I didn't want injuring myself again, But yeah, let's talk about all the things this week. Actually, before we get too far in, I know I didn't pose a content creator question of the week this week. So I guess we're just gonna run one on the fly, and I don't know. Let's see what could we put you guys on the spot with. Let's go with what would make you wail out in raid to the point where you have to mortgage your house. We're going to start off with Jay put his head down first, so we're going to start off with Jay.
If there was a way to get specific champions guaranteed, like you get to choose the specific champion, but it's guaranteed pulls, you'd have to pull a certain amount of voids or shards for, you'd have to buy basically every single pack in the shop.
Okay. Is there a particular champion?
Well, I mean, there's tons, right? We got tons of mythicals, tons of void legendaries.
Who would be at the top of your list? You just went silent on me.
What's up?
I said, who would be at the top of your list?
Oh, Marishka, White Queen. Night Queen Crixia. So lots of primal shards. Marishka would be one of them because I have a Taros. Okay. Things just really strong things. Like it's going to cost a lot. I mean, you're not guaranteed to get it. I pulled voids and got dupe arbiters, dupe physicses, so it could take a while, right? It could take thousands.
Okay. Gestal, what about you?
Man, I've been wanting George so bad for a long time. I've probably pulled during his 10, 15 X's, probably close to 13 legendaries, maybe 14, and still don't have him. So I kind of feel like I feel like there's probably more champs out now that would take over that slot. Definitely would love some of these mythicals. Crixia for sure. I mean, she's been destroying me in Live Arena lately. And Narcissus, man. I think Narcissus is probably number one now.
Okay. Zero, let's go with you next.
Yeah, so I've already... Hold on, I'm messing up something. All right, I'm better. So I'm still missing pairs. Like, I'm missing Siphi. I'm missing Venus. I would love to have a Taras. I have a Marishka. So while it's great to have all these awesome other champs too, because I need them as well, but I would settle for a pair. Give me a Siphi, just so I can counter pick it in Live Arena. Give me a Warlord. Give me a Yameko. I don't have any lockout champions. Please. That's setting a low bar, I know, but that's what I need.
Okay. So not even just to use them, just to be able to ban them in Arena. All right.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like 50-50. I feel like I'm like 56-45 on my win-loss right now. And I go a little bit outside the box on my picks in Live Arena, but just so I can pick. I mean, I'm worked in Sun Wukong. I know that's not the question we asked, but I worked in Sun Wukong as my first pick just to ban other people from picking him. So
okay.
Yeah, I would do the same for Sippy and some others. So
all right. All right, Ken, go for it. What's yours?
I just sent you a picture on the... Yeah, okay. If they release something like that, sure.
All right, so this is how Ken will break his free-to-play streak, is if we find something like this in Raid Shadow Legends.
I mean, I don't have a house, but I have a
Right.
kidney, so...
Wrong game, he's right.
She is your house, right?
Yes.
Yep. All right. As for myself, I really want the lizard. I want the mythical lizard, not this one. Sorry, Lazarus. Yeah, I really want him. He's just strong all the way around. Like I go against him in arena, and he sometimes will destroy my Taras, and I'm like, how? You know? So yeah, I would definitely love that. All right, so let's talk about a couple of things going on this week. You know, we've had a lot of shard pulls. We had the shard pulls for the prisms. And then, you know, everybody, I feel like I've been seeing a lot of people pulling Aeslin. Have you guys seen that happening? Does it seem like a lot of people are pulling Aeslin to you guys? Zero?
Yeah, I think I have seen a lot. I didn't see him, but a lot of people have been pulling it. I saw one with like a 10 pull and got 2 legendaries. I was like, what? What happened there?
Jay, what about you?
Yeah, from the videos that I've seen or reactions, it's mainly like people will pull double Sathalias or they'll pull other things. Or like, man, Biohack went crazy. That man filled out his whole faction Guardians. He was just like, I'm going again. I was like, what the? Oh man.
You know, I do have to say, I had just posted my video, and then I saw another fellow knight of ours post his video, Mr. Jarec Gaming, and he pulled, what was it, like 3 or 4 Sathalias. He did 3, 2 in the first 10 pop, and then he didn't have enough, so he wanted to go back, and then he pulled a 3rd Sathalia, and he's like, well, at least I get a +4 now. So I was like, damn. Gestal, what about you, man? Do you feel like a lot of people were pulling this weekend, or that pulled Aeslin this weekend or this week?
Over the week, I probably had at least 6 people come in the stream and tell me they pulled them. So I mean, I don't have thousands of people coming by, so it was a lot.
Okay. Ken, what about you?
Probably same people who say it on the Gestal also come to my chat.
Maybe all the same
like 6 people also say that. I mean, it makes sense. He's a part of the Prism. He's also 10x, so lots of people get him. I didn't pull. We pulled lots of the shard this week on the stream, but we didn't manage to get him on the either Prism or the Ancient. But yeah, I mean, people just pulled him, right? I mean, I saw people 10x, you know, like there is a double status SL and stuff like that on the Prism.
Okay.
Yeah.
It feels like when I posted my video, it feels like a lot of people were like, hey, I got him, and I'm waiting to see the guide to see how to build him, or I'm not sure how to build him and stuff like that. So here's what I want to ask you guys. Do you think there was a higher boosted chance to pull him out of the prisms because PLARIUM is doing, which we're going to get into in just a second, a really shitty event on Monday, the 5X Bannerlords? Zero, you got a smile on your face. I'm going to ask you first. Do you think that was part of it?
I don't know if it was specifically on the prisms, but I have a working theory that, and it is either by design or by just coding mistake, because we know this game's on spaghetti code. But just the fact of pulling mythical, and I know they just boosted the souls, right? But like, I've pulled so many mythical souls, there's absolutely no way that's like a 1 or a 2% chance. It feels like a 10 or 20% chance. I mean, not that high, but it does feel like that. So I wouldn't put it past them to say, hey, here's this specific champion. We're doing prism shards. We're doing this 2x, and you know, it might be a little bit more than 10%. I don't know. That's my working theory. I don't know. What do y'all think about it?
Okay. Jay, what about you?
I think it's PLARIUM being PLARIUM, you know? They just like, oh, you didn't go for this. Well, how about this instead? Since you don't want to spend money on prisms, how about using regular shards?
Okay. All right. Gestal, what about you?
Honestly, I kind of feel like it happens anytime new champs come out. I feel like new champs have some sort of boosted because like they want to get them into the game. They want people to get excited about it. I remember when Shenmanth came out, a while ago, years ago. I didn't even know she came out when I pulled her. Like I've gotten a lot of new champs as soon as they've come out. So I would say, yeah, I think new champs get boosted for sure.
Okay.
I mean, I pulled 3 legendaries, and like Jarec, I got 2 Thalias and one of the other Banner Lords. So I didn't see the boosted chance.
Okay. Okay. Ken, what about you?
Before I said, did I understand wrong? Didn't they say like SLN is not gonna available on the standard chart?
So yes,
they said it. They said it very specifically. They said it that he will not be in the normal pool.
Right.
Which means he won't just be there every day. Which I interpreted it. All right, they're very specific here. That means they will probably have these kind of, these the same thing they had for Xena, like those kind of 10x chance in a certain shard. But will only be limited time.
I thought it's not gonna be able to pull him from ancient or the sacred shard. Whenever I see the 10x for the ancient shard for him first time, I was actually surprised. But again, like maybe it's a little bit poor communication. The thing is about the 5x, it's terrible, man. Like I like to believe the zero brew theory more than the 5x, but 5x theoretically worse than 10x, right? And it's Wolf faction. Like there is lots of champion there. Like even during 10x, there is a couple of 10x champion, right? And I don't know. It's too bad to be honest. Like I literally see myself zero reason to pull an chart. Maybe you can pull your primal chart if you're interested in the mythical champion. Is that increasing the mythical champion chance too?
No.
No? Alright
No.
then. I don't know, man. Like I won't pull, to be honest.
Okay. So yeah, let's go back to this whole mythical thing, right? Not mythical, but this whole 5x thing. So tomorrow we're gonna have a 5x chance to pull any one of these guys. I mean, the first time I looked at it, my first response was, okay, I need to see if it was just a typo and they just missed the 1. But apparently, Mr. MTG Jedi beat me to the question in content creator chat, and they were like, "No, it's legit. It's just the 5 times on any one of these champions." And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, "All right, with the exception of Taras Marichka, there's not a lot in here that I would really want, and they're not even boosting the chances to pull Aislinn. So maybe I'm wrong here." But is there a hidden gem that you could pull? Okay, Staltus, taking him out too. But is there a hidden gem that you guys could pull and make an argument that this 5x is a good idea? I'm going to pass this off to Gestal first.
No. I mean, 10x's are meaningless to me. 5x is even worse. I don't know. Is there a hidden gem there? I guess Cillian to boost Rhonda.
Okay.
I guess. I don't know.
All right. I didn't even think of that. So Killian the Lucky for boosted Rhonda. Yeah. All right. Jay, what about you?
I had a question. Does it help out getting Rathalos Blade Master as well?
I think so, yeah. Because it's a 5x for any champion except for primals, so
like you can get Quintus to that?
Well, no. Quintus is out of the summoning pool, so anything that's in the summoning pool.
Right. So it'd be Rathalos Blade Master would be good. An extra Akaja, be nice.
Okay.
Depending on your account, Like there's some players who have a +2 Akaja already. I'm like, Jesus.
Okay. All right. Zero, what about you? Can you make an argument for any one of these guys to be worth it on to pull shards on that?
Yeah, no, and it's only 5x for them, right? So it's like
Yeah.
you still have all the other champions in the pool that are probably going to pop. We've seen what 10x does, a whole bunch of nothing. And then it's like, okay, maybe if I'm pulling, the void shards to get one of the shots at Taras and Mauricio, but then even that, it's like, give me a 10 or a 15x. Like, what are we doing here? Like, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care for anything. And what about Killian to boost Killian? No.
I've already eaten my 2 Killians to Ronda, so I couldn't even do that.
The only reason I say that is like now that we have Sin City, Citranos, I've had to build out, and so Killian was one of the ones I had to build out.
Oh, nice. I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah, well, it's still debatable, but he's got gear now, so and no books, but gear.
Ken, what about you?
I mean, I agree with the Zero Brew. I would say only shard the vertical is void shard, but again, just wait the 10x. I mean, if you want Taras Merchant, just wait the 10x. Speaking of that, what happened to Valentine Day? Are Taras Merchant broke now? Like they are not.
Well,
like where is their 15x or 10x?
yeah.
I was 100% sure we are going to see 15x this Valentine Day, but nope, not even 10x. What happened?
Yeah, it's definitely a question that's been asked. Where are they? What are they doing? We got nothing.
It's really surprised me. Like literally PLARIUM is
it's still their cash
keep working on them. Like keep promoting them, keep releasing champion to help them. This beautiful, not broken champions. But then surprised that there is no event for them during the Valentine Day, which is last year we got that. We got the 10x for them.
We did.
Yeah.
But yeah, they did not do one this year. I'm guessing it's because if they drop too many out and people start getting those +4s too quickly, because they haven't done a lot of 10x's for them, right? So if they start dropping them out too quickly, then people might not be as enticed to buy the shards, right?
I mean, check the platinum reset. Like people, I mean, top 100 people already have a +4. I mean,
that's true.
I don't think it's gonna make a difference, man.
That's true.
I don't think a +0 Taras and +4 Taras gonna make a big difference as well. Like he already one-shot me. Like, so what? +4 Taras gonna beat me in the real life? Sure, let them come.
Fair enough.
I got a conspiracy theory that I just thought of.
Okay.
All right. Zero Brew conspiracy theory time. Here we go. The reason why we probably haven't had a 10x for them is because I know when they did the last one, and it's been over 6 months. It's been, 7-8 months since they did it the last time. I know other content creators created videos that said, if you nerf these characters after doing this boosted event, you're doing things wrong. So maybe they aren't boosting you right now because an imminent nerf is coming in the next 3 or 4 months. Just throwing it out there.
Okay.
After 1 year abuse, they finally nerfing.
That could be true.
It's a hard argument
to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, because you can't boost them and then nerf them, and we're not talking major nerfs, like a little tweak here, a little tweak there, but it's kind of tough to boost them and get people to spend money in the game and then rip out what they had right afterwards. So maybe I'll just throw it out there.
All right, so I put that question to our 8-ball, which by the way, guys, exclamation 8-ball. If you have a question, it's a little fun thing that we put in for the stream. But I asked the Magic 8-ball, will Taras and Marichka get nerfed? And it says the outlook, not so good. How do you guys take that, Jay?
I mean, first of all, it's a bot. Second of all, we know PLARIUM, man. I mean, it's their pride and joy. Like that's why they were so strong, because it's supposed to represent Ukraine surviving the war and stuff like that. So, and like FinalKenpachi said, they're cash cows. Like you can't, and you have to think about everybody else who's not in the top 1 or 10% of the player base. You don't want to start giving everybody Tarrasas, because you'll see them all in silver, low gold. There's just gonna be crazy amount of Tarrasa Marishkas. You don't want, like, that's for most other players who are not us. It's gonna really affect them, and people are gonna get really upset. They might quit the game. So that could be a reason why they don't want to flood summon pools with just Tarrasa Marishkas everywhere. But yeah.
Okay.
I mean, maybe the Magic 8 Ball's right. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Gestal, what about you?
Yeah, I am kind of more on the side of JR Star. I think it's definitely a good thought by Zero, but I don't think they're ever going to nerf these guys. I think they really love how it's tied in with Ukraine lore and then a sign of strength and stuff. So I don't think they'll ever do it. I would somewhat counter it and say maybe they're just holding on for another week or two for like their birthday stuff.
Ooh.
Maybe to do Taurus or Marichka. That's why they didn't do it here. So I don't know, just a thought. I think it was like August, or was it already all the way back to like June when they did it last for them?
Okay.
I think August, right? I think I got Taurus in August during a 15x.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
All right.
But I will say, just going back to the 5x real fast, if I pull my third Raglan pulling void shards, I'm going to be very mad. That's all I'm going to say. Which is why it's silly. Like, wait for a targeted one. This whole 5x for that pool, like, I don't have Baron. Like, that would be an acceptable one, but don't give me my third Raglan. Give me my Taras, please.
So actually, Ogre's pretty right over here. If the community wants Plarium to go right, they say go left and then sit down and do nothing. I think that's pretty right. We asked for a higher boosted chance on a 10x. We got a 15x, but right after that we get a 5x. So it's like, okay, cool. Ken, what do you think, man?
I just checked the birthday of the Taras. It's saying February 25 and the March 9. I don't know. I don't know which one.
That's a good question. I think.
Yeah. They came out during Valentine's.
Yeah, he did. They came out during Valentine's Day, like 2 years ago. I think it was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, I remember that. Well, to your question, I agree with the Jay. I don't think they are gonna nerf them because they Ukraine champion, right? And I also wish Fortus from Ukraine. Yeah, I really wish they release more Ukraine champion.
How about they just they make more of the champions that are currently in game like Ukraine champions.
Exactly, man.
I
wish there is more option,
I think we could definitely use some of those, right? So I mean, looking at the champs, the only one that I would really could make an argument to say, I may pull some would be for like a Stultus, but other than that, I mean, short of just Raglan, actually Raglan would be it, because Raglan would make it so that I could use the whole team together, right? Because I have the Taras, I have the Marichka. I need another strong support, and Kaja is not it, even though Jay says she is. And so
I do like my Raglan, and she pairs well with Marichka.
I feel like that right there is definitely something I would say, okay, I could do. I could probably make an argument for that, but even still, a 5x, it's just too low, Plarium. There's no one. I would be surprised, and I would love to see the analytics behind anybody pulling. Now, if they did like a 2x with a 5x to pull a Bangalore champion, I think that would be a little more community friendly. I think that would be better for the situation. What do you guys think, Jay?
I mean, what I think they should have done was they should have just blocked out all of their factions, do something new, get people to want to pull shards, make it only Bannerlords are able to legendaries to be summable. Who cares if you don't get a legendary you get, but you might be able to actually start getting your faction guardians filled up. They could have done that each month. Like, they could start each month one faction, and by the end of the year, you could have, you you could get your whole faction guardian by the end of the year fully full, whatever you pulled, right? Instead of it just being all random, going all over the place, you might get +4s of things you don't want.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Gestal, what about you?
Yeah, I think that's way better. This is in a comment that was in the chat earlier. Mosov said it's good for people that lack champs for factions. Like, that's who I would imagine this is targeting. Like, it's not targeting late game accounts, because a lot of late game accounts typically have, maybe missing one or two, and if you really want that one or two, you got to go targeted. You're not going to go a 5x on a certain faction. So I honestly feel like they're just testing the waters with this. It's on a Monday. They gave us notice on Saturday about it. Like, they barely gave us much notice on it. So I think this is just them testing the waters, see if people like it. But I definitely like that suggestion better. Like, if you really want to help people out in a faction, give them 2 or 3 days where it's only that faction can be pulled. I think that would be way better.
Agreed. Let's, I actually, we've got something here that Alpha's is bringing up, and I think that's actually a pretty good talking point. So I'm going to throw a little bit of a wrench in our plan, but he says, can we talk about the new trend in Raid, as in champions being put behind a paywall? All right, so we've been seeing a lot of guaranteed events. We've been seeing a lot of these pass events. And then we see this Monster Hunter event. We had Xena that was a specific, like, you wanna get her, you can run yourself on a 10x, or you could just pay $40. Monster Hunter Champions, it's literally, they came out, they told us this event's gonna happen. Now, there was a lack of communication with the whole event on what's his name, right? Fatalis, where they said it's not going to be available, but it was. And then, again, the whole guaranteed events on how they're making them accessible. I'm gonna start off with Ken first, because Ken is gonna kind of set the reality base here, because he's the free to play. What are your thoughts on this, Ken? Like, is this a good trend for Raid? And, how does this work for you and make you feel?
I mean, the SLN, like, I can understand the Xena, she's a limited time. She's collab champion, right? They have a deal for limited time. So after that, they probably cannot promote her, right? That's the reason for it.
Correct.
Same for the Monster Hunter champion. They are limited time, Obviously, they are paying money for this collab, right? They are paying money to, I don't know, the company behind them, but, But SLN, like, who is behind the SLN? PLARIUM. PLARIUM behind the SLN. Like, I actually, like, don't like the idea about this, what was they called for SLN? Like, faction utility champion, or what was it?
Faction Unity, I think.
Unity champion. Yeah, I don't like this idea, man. Like, his kits are so broken, bro. Like, he's not working correctly, by the way, right now, guys. So maybe you guys thinking, like, he's not that great. But basically, whenever Maricha died and they revive your entire team with the SLN, it's supposed to be put the Elite Protection skill, right? But he's not doing that right now. It doesn't trigger with the Maricha passive skill, which is very, very important, But man, like, look at this champion. Have a, like, Holy Mother ability, bro. Like, what the hell, man? Yeah. Like, like, same for the Archer girl, Monster Hunter Archer girl, bro. Like, Angar got a buff recently. He has a 75% chance of the casting 2-turn provoke, right? Archer girl doing that 100%, and she's doing that decrease speed. She's in the dungeon. She's placing stun, decrease Terminator, like, hex debuff. Like, what's going on? Like, like, too much ability on the single champion. And this worst thing about this champion, they are behind the paywall, kind of, right?
Right.
We didn't see the event for the Archer girl, but
we'll see one soon enough.
Yeah, there is still time for the March 5, guys, which is a Monster Hunter champion not going to be available after March 5. There is a rumors going on. There is going to be guarantee event for the Archer girl. I mean, we got a Fatalis, we got a Aletrion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Xenograph was the fusion, Ratolus was the daily login, so only the Archer Gird left. So I'm pretty sure they are going to guarantee event, but obviously I cannot. Maybe I'm mistaken. I just thinking about it. Yeah, it's not good, man. Like I'm not big fan of it, to be honest. Like I tried to pull like Cena like on her 10x couple of times, didn't happen, So. And this is not the last champion we are gonna get like that. Looks like every faction gonna get a similar champion. Man, like I cannot wait to see Undead, Demon Spawn, Shadow King, Unity Champion. Oof, man, like they are more broken than Mythical, in my opinion, to be honest. Especially this faction, I just can't have lots of great champion, like especially Undead, Sifil, Necred, Protoss.
Okay. Let's go with Gestal next.
Yeah, I don't like the trend. I like the idea of limited champs, but I like the idea more of limited champs the way they handled it early on with like Ninja. Like if you were playing the game, you got this awesome champ. Now it's like and I mean, they had to give a lot of money to Ninja, I'm sure, to use his likeness. I'm sure. Like, that probably wasn't cheap, right?
Yeah, I think it was like $1 million, somebody said, or something
yeah,
like that.
that's crazy. I'm sure it helps.
Doesn't even looks like him.
It doesn't look like him at all. It's
look
ridiculous.
at that nose.
But, like, I love that idea. I love giving the community a chance to get a really good champ for a limited time. As long as you played, you got the champ. I think that's great. I love that. Because that basically, it rewards you for playing the game and sticking around, and I think that's great for the community. I don't like. I mean, I don't like that you have to spend money for anything in this game. I think it's ridiculous. But I always refer coming from Smite. Like Smite's got this great game, right? And they survive off of just selling skins. I truly feel like they could do that with this game. Besides the point. So all that being said, I don't love really paywall for anything. I think it's ridiculous. Especially limited time champs. This new Unity thing, I'm very uneasy about, and like I said, I took a couple swings at it, but I didn't go crazy for it. So I don't love it. I'm not on board with it really at all. But they got to make money, and maybe is this more of a sign of like we're at a point we're not getting so much whale money anymore. We've got to find another way to get the whale money. Like I don't know. I don't know what their accountants and they got a huge company they're running over there. They have a bunch of games in development. They have a bunch of games that are live. They have to be able to keep running them. And I'm pretty sure Raid does all of that. So maybe it's more something like that. It's just a way to get the whale counts that have been around for a while to start spending more. I'm not really sure.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely true that those accounts have been winding down, but Jay, thoughts?
So looking at Aristocrats, their mission statement, what they're going to do this year, we knew it was going to be twice as much crazy as last. But at the same time, it's like they are putting a lot more like summons, progressive. They're putting a lot more things to capability of getting souls and things like that. More monetizing more different things. I think for most players, you just can't go for everything. Like before, you could work really hard and play the game like and save and be able to do every fusion, fragment summon, and maybe even get lucky on guaranteed summons in the summon portal. But now it's like you got to pick or choose. You can't do everything. It's literally impossible. And now I'm noticing myself like too. I'm like they get me where I'm like, man, I really want to go for this because it's really good and it's going to be helpful.
Did you just pull that?
Wow, you just pulled a Latreon.
Wow. Wow.
That's good.
Did you have one?
I do.
Okay. There you go.
Sorry, Jay, I saw that. I didn't mean to cut you off, but wow.
No, that's okay.
Scripted, by the way.
Yeah, they're watching. They update changes.
All right. Sorry, Jay. I lost you there. Yeah. Agreed. Zero. What about you, man?
All right. I took myself off to push a talk so I can have my hands for this thought. So I'm going to go down a little minor rabbit hole here, but I think it ties in the 5X and everything here. And I'm going to watch these shard pools and get distracted too. But I think so. Let me go back to PLARIUM. I think right now PLARIUM is trying a bunch of new stuff. So like the 5X is something new. I think with the event that we have going on, they did their first Heroes Path. And in my community, I did just a poll. It's like, what do y'all feel about this hero path right when it was happening in Friday, which also combines the soul and the shards needed for the champion. And most people tended to like it. I don't know about y'all. So I like the fact that as a company they are trying different stuff, and I know every time they do it, the people who hate change probably speak the loudest. And of course, the people like free-to-play players that are trying to plan the resources and trying to stick to what they know is coming so they can do their specific things. The change is very disruptive to that. So I get why they get a lot of feedback from that perspective. But it's kind of like, I don't know if y'all have heard like the business thing, but y'all remember Kodak films and Kodak cameras? I don't know if y'all know this or not, but like they had the first digital camera. And they had the patent on it, and they threw it in the trash because they said, no, we're going to make people buy and sell film. They'll always be film. And they let other companies create digital cameras, and then they're bankrupt, and nobody even knows who Kodak is, right? So, I give them kudos or credit for trying different things. Like this 5X, again, we'll see the metrics on it and see what happens. That being said, what was the original question? Because I wanted to get that out.
The champions being put behind a paywall, like Xena.
Yes, champions getting put back. So thank you for bringing me back on. That's the ADHD kicking in. But I think everything that they do for a reason. So like Gestal said, the free champions, I think that's player retention metrics that they're trying to drive up with free champions. I think when they do some of this more paywall stuff, that's driving revenue. So they're targeting the revenue people, and they're not really caring about the free-to-play people. Free-to-play people are going to get their free character and driving player retention, or the people that have been sitting on the wall or haven't logged into the game for 6 months and trying to bring them back. So I think there's a method to their madness with everything that they do. I do like the idea of selling skins and things like that to help drive revenue and take some of the burden off of this, but yeah, like even this champion that was did you just pull another one? Jetney, congratulations. But yeah, the archer is a perfect example. It's like, okay, we're gonna put all these amazing things on this one champion, and we're gonna give you a 2-month window to get her, and that's it. She's gone forever. And so it's kind of like a hybrid of the, hey, you missed your ninja because you didn't log in 2 years ago, but yet we're going to make you pay for it. And if you don't get it, you're going to have to bring 2 or 3 champions in to fulfill that role in this area of the game or whatever. So I don't know. That's a long-winded approach of the question, but I think they're in a very experimental mode right now, as evidence of the 5X and more of these paywall things. Like Xena was the first one to say, hey, pay $40 to get that. And in the grand scheme of things, if you're spending this game, $40 is nothing. Like to get the archer, I've probably dropped $300 or $400 and still haven't gotten her. Actually, I lied, $500, still haven't gotten her. So,
right.
Hey, give me a $40 archer. I'm all for that.
So my thing with this is the limited time champions, I feel, need to be accessible some way, right? It needs to be like the whole Xena thing. I was not a huge fan of. Like they locked it behind saying, if you want it guaranteed, cool, here she is. It's going to cost you $40. Granted. And I'm not saying that this was a good thing, but that's on the lower end of their scale, right? Of what they consider valuable. Now, I'm kind of torn up because it's like it's easier for the whales, right, to obtain them, but the free-to-play players like Ken, you know, once they take them out of that pool, that's it. So if Xena, for some reason now, or if one of these Monster Hunter champions that we all get down the line becomes something you really actually need for some of this content, it's really going to like hinder his account, right? He's not going to be able to enjoy and do the same content that I can, or any one of, you know, Zero, Jay, or Gestal, which is kind of a big problem. So the limited time champions, I feel, need to be accessible throughout some sort of events. Now, I'm not going to lie, I really do love these path events, right? Which is going to tie into part of the thing that we're going to talk about. These lovers path events, the Deck of Fate events. But I want them done in a way where, you know, it's going to develop the accounts. And a lot of accounts develop with champion training, with, you know, Dungeon Divers is not the best, but, you know, things like that. Like, give us artifact enhancements. Give us things for doing, you know, in arena. Put some arena basis on it. It's really not, you know, it's not going to be too hard. Yes, I get they've got to make their money, right? That's the bottom line. Like Ken says, thank God for the whales that allow me to be free to play. But go ahead.
I mean, I'm not gonna protect the PLARIUM there, but we have to give them right as well. Like, Monster Hunter champion, cool, right? Like, in the end game perspective, even my end game perspective, I don't need any one of them, included Archer girl. Yeah, she's cool, but I already doing insane number on the Hydra, right? We taught her. Like, if she's gonna boost my damage, maybe, like, maybe she can give me like another 100, 200 million, which is not end of the world, you know? Same for the Xena. Is she's bad champion? Definitely not. She's working great against the Sifin. But there is a chance to pull her, you know, like during her 10x. And if you are smart free-to-play or the low spender players, you guys need to save your resources for events like that. Yes, I know it's not guaranteed. I know trying to pull her during 10x extremely low, but there is a chance for it. But my point is, Xena or the Monster Hunter champion, like, take a quick look at the champion they give us just for free. Log in the game. Wukong. Man, I prefer Wukong, all of them. You know, I prefer one Wukong Monster Hunter champion. Like, no joking. Okay. He's great champion, god tier champion, and we got that by free. Ultimate Death Knight. Everybody using Ultimate Death Knight on the Platinum. With the Ukrainian champion, right? I mean, at the same time, like, PLARIUM sounds like getting more pay to win vibe. You got a Lego, I think.
No, just a lot of epics.
Oh, okay.
Ken's like, you got another one.
I mean, I see the point. You know, like, they also given us lots of great champions. For example, player point champion, Sierra. Man, she's like, nobody give a, you know, like, think about her. I mean, she's paywall champion, right? But she's terrible. Like, I don't care people getting her, you know, like, also people who getting her, I don't think they are also care about it. But at the same time, we got an Artak, right? The login champion, I believe it was similar time when she's released. No, it wasn't Artak, it was Phytion. Yeah, it was Phytion fusion started.
Yep.
Yeah, and I always give that example, guys. Imagine Phytion is Sierra position and the Sierra was the fusion. They can do that. It's better on their perspective, right? Phytion is way better than her. So yeah, PLARIUM is going a little bit more aggressive on the pay to win stuff. I'm not gonna deny that, but at the same time, in the past they give us lots of great options, man. Like literally to log in the game and to get the champion, right?
Okay. Just PLARIUM, whoever you are, I see you. You're not gonna get it. Just so we're clear.
Get that 5-star score.
Gestal, what about you?
What was the original question?
Well, actually, I already asked everybody about it, but
yeah, I think you asked me. Right?
Yeah, I did. But yeah, you know,
can I just say one thing? I know that whole spiel I went down sounded like I was like shelling for PLARIUM. I did participate in No Dime December. I'm not defending PLARIUM and their moves or not. I'm just simply being asked the question prior to the stream, thinking outside the box, going, there's a reason why they're doing a lot more of these changes. And is that a good thing or not? Is kind of where my mind was going. I was like, I'd rather them experiment on the naysayers, backs or whatever than just stay stagnant for a game or whatnot. And I completely agree. Like RTAC, like all the free ones have been fantastic and game changing. So, I want to make sure they stay on the path of, hey, if we're doing free to play, let's make them good. Like, let's not give a Sear Chef for free to play. Let's give a Wukong for free to play. That's a game changer. So,
and that is a good point where we do have a lot of champions that were brought up to us or given to us, like Artek, like Wukong, are definitely game changing, account changing. But I just don't like the whole, you want it, it's going to cost you this or that. And
the real broken thing is, imagine Taras Maricha is the paywall champion, like limited time champion.
No,
that will be a real problem.
That would
be
a
real problem.
That would be true.
Zina, or
I mean, again, we don't know what their plan is, right? We don't know what the future holds. We have no idea. So it very might well be, listen, some of these Monster Hunter champions might be kind of crazy. And I hate to say this, but Ninja, we got him a while ago, right? And he's done some crazy, insane things over the years. He's allowed a lot of people to progress, through content. And there's a lot of accounts now out there that are coming in that can't get that champion whatsoever. And PLARIUM's kind of, put their foot down and said, nope, not doing it. And I'm looking for a screenshot here just to show you guys, what I'm talking about. But here we go. I found it. So this was my team last week that I ran on Brutal, right? With Ninja. 122 million. This week I decided to optimize just a little bit, right? And we ended up getting 204 million damage. All right?
In the Brutal.
In Brutal. Which is ridiculous. And so again, that brings me to my point of, we don't know what they're planning and what they might do down the line. And the fact that they're locking behind the paywall and not making it accessible, listen, you want to sell shards, fine. The whales are going to just buy it through the shards, make it easy for themselves. But the rest of the community is not going to be able to. So let me pose this question to you, I guess. If they were to do more of these events like the Lover's Path, where they put the stone and the champion there, what events would you guys prefer that they do, right? Would you prefer that they do more like the, the Titan's Path event, the deck events, like they did for Torment, or the card events? What do you guys think would be a better, and then, which type of events should they be, or which type of in-game activities should they be putting towards those points? I'm going to start off with Zero first.
Yeah, so I like it. I like this event, and I think from my community, they like this event. I think it does need to be opened up a little bit more. I feel like, just kind of going back to No Dime December, I feel like the first half of January, they really were nice to us. And then I feel like the last 4 weeks, they've been crushing us with Champion Chase. Do y'all feel the same way?
Yep.
Okay. And I'm going through all of my brews. I'm going to have 0 brews by the end of it.
I see what you're doing there.
Champion. Yeah, for all the champ trainings events. I would like to see if they're going to do these niche things. I know they've done 3 in some cases for the path events. I would like to see that be a little bit more fair on the points. Give us 3 options, but don't say we're going to give you 75% of your points from pulling souls during this event, and we're going to give you, which is a more pay to get points type situation. In fact, the champion you just pulled, the Blade Master, what's his name, Aislinn or whatever, or not Aislinn, Electron, whatever his name is. Like I never went and got it, so I went and got him, but that was such a grind, and I just couldn't get it, and I paid money toward the thing, and I'm like, oh, I'm feeding the beast right now by buying points, but I just, due to my schedule and everything that week, it just wasn't in the path to grind it as hard as I was able to do this time. But I would say if they're going to give us 2, and it's especially because of how hard they hit it with champion training, give us more points for like if we use books, and I know there are events that allow us to use books and brain fart. What's it?
Ascension.
From Yellow Ascension. Thank you. Yep. Brain farting. Like, give us the points for that, right? Like, I leveled up a whole bunch of champions, and I've got souls waiting to throw on them. But I'm like, well, I should just wait for CVC to get at least something out of these points, since I'm not getting credit for it here. And I do think that's part of the champ training. So why not give us points for everything that we do in champ training if you're only going to give us a limited facet? That's kind of where I was. So that's my 2 points. Give us more options in the facets you give us, and or maybe not weight them as heavily towards a pay option.
Okay. Gestal, not Gestal, sorry. Ken, do I do it or not?
I mean, doesn't matter. If your faction guardian is full, go for it, man. But not gonna affect anything, so.
Jay, what about you?
In terms of empowering, or what the question?
No, the question. No, the empowerment was just for Ken. The Magic 8 Ball says I should, but.
Oh. Well, I mean, I do like these events that they're adding to the game, like Hero's Path. I do like things like that. The Deck of Fate seemed like it was going to be really good, but it's just too RNG. Just ways of them adding more RNG to the game, so more gambling. But if they add guaranteed, like more like Kaja, or guaranteed champions, like, instead of having Sacred Shards, you could do something else like champion training, or anything else like pulling Soul Stones, and you can get chance of getting free resources while using your resources. That's pretty good. The only thing I can say about Hero's Path is they're pretty intense, man. I would lower down a little bit, especially because there's dungeon divers where sometimes we get 3, right? If it was always just 2, that'd be fine. If there wasn't so many champion chases, then you could be able to use more resources for all these other events. They're limiting your resources so that you want to spend, or so you have to basically be super frugal in what you prioritize. So that's the only thing I can say, is that I do like this one because it has many options, right? And I think that's good. When they limit you and block you through tons of keys, and you're like, I got to get 4 keys just to get to the bottom. It's like, bro, this one I'm going straight down. I don't even need a key. If I don't want to go and get the ones on the side, that's pretty good, I like it.
Okay. Big Pops over here, I want to read his comment. Says, I'm free to play. I did the soul. It cost me 2,500 gems. 1,200 brews, 400 red, 400 green, 400 blue, and my soul because it was so boring. I think a lot of us agree with that. But Gestal, what do you think, man? Like, what events should they and should they add anything else with them?
I honestly love this path event. Instead of doing champ training and dungeon divers, I'll take a path event all day. I feel like you get a little bit more rewards. You can kind of attack it from a couple different ways. You can even almost triple dip on them. So I like the way this one's set up. It is. I think as Jay said, I think all the paths are a little intense. I mean, I've stayed up to midnight sometimes trying to finish some of these stupid things. Whatever. That's late for me. Might not be late for most people, but I'm waking up in 3 hours, so that's I don't like doing that stuff. But I also am like, I'm a total, like, I can't miss out on anything on the FOMO and everything. So struggle through the next day of work. But
yeah, FOMO's real. FOMO is real.
Exactly. So I do like these events. I think tone them down. I don't like the Deck of Fate event. I think that's I mean, if there's a guaranteed champ in a Deck of Fate event, I basically just I'm pulling all the cards. Like, there's no way you're just gonna get the champ out of pulling 15 cards or something. This never happens. So it's just another way to do it, and you do get some good rewards, and maybe, you hit 3 in a row and get something pretty decent, but I don't particularly like those. But the Path event, I'll take this Path event instead of having Dungeon Divers and Champ Training, because, I mean, at this point, for Champ Training to me is ridiculous. I have probably 200 5-star Incubus sitting in my bank waiting to use them, but I have nobody to 6-star. Like, who the heck am I going to 6-star? I've 6-starred at least one of every single champ that I've got. So I have 250 5-star chickens and another 200 sitting in the vault. Like, Champ Training is just an absolute tedious, annoying process for everybody, obviously, but especially when you've gotten to the point where there's just nobody else to upgrade.
Okay. Ken, what about you?
Yeah, I agree with the Gestal. Champion Training is so stupid, man. Special Tavern is very outdated. Like every mobile game on these days, even the mobile game released like a couple of years ago, like have an option like quickly level up the champion, right? Quickly fit your champion, like 1-star champion. Why are we clicking 6 times to 1-star champion? Like, why are we doing that? Jesus, like, it wasn't a big problem for me, but I go very hard on the Harima 5-star and the Fusion 5-star recently. Oh my god, man, like what is that? I actually have an expensive mouse. I didn't use this mouse. I have an old mouse. I connect that mouse for during the champion training because I don't want to lose this mouse, because too much clicking. The thing is, I agree with what Jay and Gestal said about the what was this event name? Deck of Fate event. My biggest fear is guarantee champion Deck of Fate event makes sense. They want you to open 20 secret or 25 secret. It's a guarantee, right? You can also get some extra reward, which is way better than old guarantee event. On the old guarantee event, you have to open your 20 secret chart. That's it. You are not getting legendary book or any extra reward. So Deck of Fate event for the guarantee champion is not bad. But my biggest fear is I believe they are gonna do that. You guys remember Xenogre? Soul event? PLARIUM is show little finger to the people who skipped her fragment earlier because they are still can get her fragment on the later, right? Then they release a Deck of Fate event. And if you're lucky, you can flip like 5 cards and you can get a rest of the lunar point. You need it, but obviously, in reality, you're probably gonna open all of them, right? Nobody was waiting for that.
Right.
So I feel like this fusion, first time we saw pet event, right? For the getting a fusion fragment. Which is okay, pet event is the guarantee. You can go down, you can get her fragment, you don't have to open all the pet, right? But what about in the next fusion? They are gonna do, instead of the pet event, Deck of Fate event. So if you skip the fusion fragment earlier, then you have to try your chance on the Deck of Fate event. That's a little bit scary, man. I hope they are not going to do that. Please don't listen to me, PLARIUM. But yeah, normally, I mean, if they are not going to put the Fusion Champion recruitment behind this kind of event, special Deck of Fate, I'm okay with that, man. Like, just Champion training is too much, man. Like, too much point there. Like you Gestal said, even I have a loss of the 5-star champion. I mean, sure, I can 6-star more champion, but why I'm gonna 6-star more champion? Like, I'm not gonna use them. Like, why? Right. Why are you forcing me? Like, it's gonna be useless. It's waste of resources, literally.
Okay. Hey, Ken, did you check your email to see if you start for PLARIUM on Monday?
I mean, I keep getting scam mail, actually, but I don't know. It's from PLARIUM or not.
Guys, I think Ken and Jay here are how do I say this? Double agents, both community and in the background they work for PLARIUM.
I mean, Jay has a head I don't have.
I did mention like empowerment. I did mention faction unity 2 years ago. I did mention Iron Twins needed to be something that could get shards, but they put souls instead. So I don't know. Maybe they are listening and they just don't pay us.
But yeah, I agree. So I like the path events and the deck events are great. I wish actually, to be quite honest, like the Titan Path events, I think were awesome. If they make those events 3 weeks long, 2 weeks long, and replace the fusion with that, but make it so that, everything is going to give us points. Like, don't, it literally, it's shards, champion training, dungeon divers. Like, give us something else. Give us something exciting to do. Like, Ken has been a huge advocate of why the hell are we not getting any points for dungeon divers for running Necropolis or Phantom Shogun? Like, honestly, myself, I spent 3,000 energy farming stage 20 of Arcane Keep. Like, why aren't these dungeons part of something we can do? Right? Yeah, they're CVC points, but they're neglected, they're left behind. And, a lot of this stuff would definitely help the player base. It's, Ken, how many arcane potions are you sitting on right now?
Bro, I wasn't having any potion problem since the Synchronous released it. I literally never farmed there. But couple of days there, I actually go back Arcane Keep. There was Maneater there on my last team. Like, imagine, like...
Maneater farming arcane potion. Okay.
Yeah, I literally farmed some arcane potion, yeah. And I said next time, bro, I'm done on the Synchronous, I'm done on the Cursity. Because Cursity makes me curse, man.
Yep, I hear that.
Like last time, there was a one floor, which one of that? S7, S something? On their second one? Maybe this one, maybe S7. There's an Ogre tribe floor on the round 2. Man, there is a 3 of them as a healer. Like, 3 of them as a heal. And do you know which champion I have? Duchess and the Helicat.
Okay.
That's all.
So you're that was S6.
Yeah. I was with Duchess and the Helicat only. End of the day, I give my Harima gear to the Helicat and spend almost 30 minutes there to kill this 3 healer. My God, and yeah, don't watch the world, please.
All right. Yeah,
I agree with you. Like, especially on the end game perspective, guys, none of the end game player farm in dungeon for the gear. We are doing that for the tournament or the event or whatever.
Exactly.
And I prefer to spend my energy during dungeon diver event on the sound level, not on the stupid dungeon. I like to get a point there for the Dungeon Diver event because Dungeon Diver event is the real pain for especially low spender free to play. It is impossible. It is literally impossible to finish them. Speaking of the finish, like enough point for the fusion, not fully finish. For daily energy, it's impossible. You need to spend your turn.
Okay. I agree. Like, we've got the Sand Devil event coming up tomorrow, and, for me, it's going to cost me like 700 energy to get the max reward, right? Because I have a really good team. And then after that, I'm kind of just sitting around not doing anything. Like, the fusion on my account is done. Like, what am I going to do? I'm just obviously going to throw everything else that I get throughout the day in, Sand Devils, or throw it, throw it in Phantom Shogun. But Gestal, I'm going to ask you next. Now, what do you think? Should they be adding the rest of these dungeons into the fusions and the other events that they're doing in game?
Yeah, 100%. The only thing I want to run these days is Sand Devils and Shoguns. That's where my account's going to get the most help. I need to get as many of those brews to upgrade all my gear, and then I want as much dust as I can to rework it, because you're not going to get what you want most of the time, right? That's the only thing I want to spend energy on. I don't even want to look at anything else. I mean, maybe I got to grab some arcane potions, I guess. I just ran out too, but other than that, like maybe run that for a day or two and probably be done. But like the only thing I care about is Sand Devil and Shogun. And yeah, like you get an event and it's nice. You get a couple rewards. Typically, they're pretty decent. At least like a middle soul stone or something at the top. But it's not enough, man. It needs to be a part. It needs to at least be a part of Dungeon Divers. But it should be a part of the fusions. Like they put in all this new content, add it to the fusions. Like help us out. Help the guys that have been around forever. Get rid of champ training, man. If your account is level 100, you don't get champ training it. You don't need it.
Okay.
So I don't know. Maybe you do. Maybe some people do. But
listen,
like,
I'm a huge proponent right now for champ training, and I mean I will. You see all the food that I got, right? You see all this food that I just pulled, those 160 shards. All this food is going to be coming into a 5-star chicken very shortly. And I'm still going to need probably more because my vault is sitting on a whole bunch of champions that I still need to have leveled. Like I'm down. I've got, these are all the 6 stars I have. And I still need to, you know, again, I'm trying to be ahead of the game of trying to get all these champions done, but you know, I do feel that champ training is an important thing. Not for a lot of players, but for me right now, this is kind of, you know, that's what I'm managing my resources to be for. But sorry, not to cut you off.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, so it's just yeah, there's definitely accounts that need to do champ training, and I'm not saying like get rid of it altogether, but yeah, it's just and even if like let's say if a big if I guess they upgrade a tavern to make it easier to do the brew, like to basically just do a normal upgrade from you know, rank up all your champs. There's definitely I remember I played a little bit of Awakened Chaos Era. They had a like auto upgrade system, and you'd spend 2 seconds doing it. It was beautiful. Like if they implemented that, maybe then Champ Chase I wouldn't care as much about because the tavern is just such a grind. But yeah, they definitely. My point is they need to incorporate, you know, as we've kind of all been saying here, they need to incorporate all of these other dungeons in Dungeons Divers. Like if you're going in the Dungeons tab, incorporate it in Dungeon Divers. It's. I don't think it'd be that hard. Like they just don't want to go and mess around with old code. Like I don't understand why they're not doing it.
Yeah. Jay, what about you?
Muted.
You're muted, bro.
In terms of getting points in Sand Devil and Shogun?
Yeah, adding some of these other dungeons into the fusions or into some of these events that could really help the community.
The whole point of Dungeon Divers is to get artifacts. So they would have to create a whole nother event, even though it's in the dungeon area. They'd have to call it like an oil event or something like that. You know, because Phantom Shogun and Sand Devil is more like, you know, late to end game type of stuff. I mean, you can try to do it early mid, but you're not going to get far. So it's you have to have a plethora of gear first, which is Dungeon Divers. Get the gear, artifact enhancement, level up that gear, and then you start doing artifact ascension or accessory ascension. So unless they want to make a whole nother event, or maybe they can kind of like find a way to in champion training. If you're doing chickens in Sand Devil, that only help out the late to end game players as well, right? Because people are soloing it. So that's the only thing I can think of. Because otherwise, just adding it there, unless they added a new mechanic where now you can get a chance to get random gear, that it could be one from every 4 dungeons, but it'll land randomly in Sand Devil Shogun. They could do something like that, and that'd be pretty cool, right?
So, to your thing, Jay, a lot of these path events, they've been doing, like, here we got the oil, we got more oil here, we got some dust in. So I don't know if they'd really have to change the dungeon, you know, to just the artifact. I think if they all just get rid of it and do, you know, like an event like this, I think it'd be a little bit better. Because, you know, even new players coming in, if they're farming stuff, eventually they're going to be able to get some of these oils and stuff like that to be able to ascend that gear. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like, they could assign a point to that because they do the tournaments for points wise, depending on how many turns you take. So they definitely could. I don't think they'd have to create a new point system for that. Zero, what you got?
PLARIUM, call me. I'm an ideas guy. I'm gonna fix your game and make everybody happy right here with this idea. You ready? Y'all ready for this? Here's what they need to do. Now that they've released the stupid extra shard points to get the queen whatever that nobody's gonna ever get. I got lucky. I got 11 shards in my first 10 chests, but I only got 3 in my next 10 pull. But nobody's ever going to get her at the rate that we're going. Here's an idea, and I know they've restricted the points. It used to be, 125 points or 115, and they've kept restricted the total shards you can get for the shard events down. Let's do 175 shards. Let's create a new points for Sand Devils and whatever. That way the people that can do that can earn shards for doing that in some new Dungeon Divers event. And let's give out 175 of these shards. And you know what? It'll make it easier for your free-to-play players. If they just need their 100 to pull the champion, they get their 100 to pull their champion. And if you want to go ham and get all 175 points to get extra chests in the future for this new, character. And, who's to say they can't just drop another character if you do eventually get her with the extra attempt to get shards. But I think that would make everybody happy, and that would get everybody participating in these champ shard fusion events. I don't know. I just throw that out there as a wild and crazy idea, but I don't know. What do y'all think about
that? It's interesting. I will not disagree with that. But so we'd be locking it behind those dungeons, not everything else.
No, I'm saying have everything, but now have for the calendar. Right now we have 110 points total.
Yep.
So I missed a dungeon diver, and I might still do artifact. I can skip artifact. I might get 5 extra shards. I can throw through that silly little pool.
Okay.
Right? What I'm saying is, let's not have 110 points. Let's have 175 things. Let's have a whole bunch of events for the 2-week calendar for the champion. And you pick your 100 you need if you want your champion and do that. And if you happen to get the extra 75, throw them towards the chest currency that they just added to the game last week.
So basically,
what I'm saying, like give everybody more options. And in that case, you can say, okay, like Gestal said, let's not open up that code because it's for an artifact. That's how we assign the points. But let's, create a new event for oils or whatever, or a new event for, and then those could be shard points or whatever. And if you can't do it, you skip those. You just don't get the shards, right?
Okay.
But you still have a bigger pool, a bigger 2-week window of events going on. And if you want to skip, if Gestal's 100 and he can't do 80 more food champions, you know what? He can skip that whole thing and still get plenty of shards to get the champion he wants. You see what I'm saying? It kind of just opens it up for everyone. And then nobody's ever going to get that champion unless you give more prism shards anyway.
Right.
Or whatever. Not prism shards, but I don't know. I think it's a win if they were to just open up the pool and give it, helps the in-game player that's got too much food. He can skip champion training. It'll help the free-to-play players. They have more options. And free-to-play players or newer accounts may not be able to do Sand Devils at all. So they're not going to get penalized for that being an event, right? So I think it's a win for everybody.
Okay, I get you now.
PLARIUM.
So basically, listen, PLARIUM, add these dungeons, utilize these dungeons and give us events with these dungeons, give us some more shard points. So the only thing with that, though, is going to be their shards. They're gonna notice a strict decline in people purchasing shards and people holding shards. And so I think that's the only reason why they might not do that. Unless they figure out some way to get you to pull it. But that is a solid idea. I love that idea. I think adding more of these dungeons, giving us, something else to do. Like, I know 3v3 Arena is not everybody's pride and joy. I know they don't love it. I do. Like, I actually like doing 3v3 Arena. Give me some event behind that, right? I know I'm challenged in the head because I like 3v3 Arena, but I could see, I could definitely back that up and make a really strong argument against that. And I'm sure Jay, who sits in the board meetings, is going to tell me that that's never going to happen because of the shards, right? They're not going to make money off of that, so they would have to figure something out.
Wow, they've already added all those guaranteed things anyway. Like, people are pulling shards left and right. The whole Aislinn thing, the Blade Master thing, the Xena thing, like they're finding other ways to get people to pull shards. I agree with you. They would have to figure something out there. So maybe it's this is a mandatory event.
Yeah.
To pull shards to get these specific ones or something that open. That's a whole different thing. But I hear that. That's a good counter argument to that idea. But I think besides that, all the rest is good.
So yeah, PLARIUM, if you're watching, which, I know there's a guy behind there that's got to watch. He's watching all of us, making sure we're not breaking the TOAs and whatnot. Listen, just incorporate the rest of the dungeons, the rest of the stuff in there. Like, even if you got to alternate it, like, take out one of the dungeon divers and put in a potion keep thing, have us either per level or per potion we get, whatever. I don't care, but give us something else, because a lot of us are, God, we're going after the same crap, and it's literally, we're not really using it for anything, right? So utilize the rest of the areas of your game. And don't gate us behind being such a huge paywall for everything. The whales aren't going to care, the Krakens aren't going to care, but they're not the only ones that make up this game, right? There's a free-to-play community, and they've been definitely neglected by a lot of this stuff. Speaking about free-to-play. Let's talk about this polymorph change. It was this was supposed to be the nerf, guys. This was supposed to be the nerf.
Yes, explain to me. I'm missing out. I felt like it was good for a minute, and then I fought a fight, and there was a 1-star polymorph that kept getting me, and I was like, "What is happening? This is no nerf here." Explain what's happening in the background, please.
So, I mean, the way things were going on polymorph, from the start, it used to be it didn't require accuracy. And when it started requiring accuracy, everybody was pissed. It's gated towards the, whale community and stuff like that. And, I had a collab with Sheeny where we talked, and, I was like, I'm not really a fan of this. He's like, well, it was too free to play. And I'm like, never really thought about, it being too free to play because it didn't require accuracy. He's like, you could put a 1-star on there and you could run platinum and you'd be fine. You just don't have as high enough chance. But now they changed it to where, every blessing is going to give you basically the same stats. And there's no need for you to run anything else in Arena other than polymorph, right? Taras used to run Lightning Cage. Most of your nukers used to run Phantom Touch or something else. But now if you have at least a 4-star or higher, you're running polymorph because it gives you accuracy, gives you crit damage, gives you resistance and speed. Ken, take it off, man. I'm gonna let you go first.
Bro, like, there is, whenever I choose a blessing on this stage, there's a couple of things. I mean, not couple of things. There's a 2 things. Be yourself, have fun, put a blessing you want on the champion, or just use the ship. Hard decision, man. Like, there is a great blessing, especially after some of them get a rework, right? I want to put them on my champion, but ship, there is a ship, like. And end of the day, I put my Harima ship. Like 5-star Harima I got recently, a ship. I mean,
yep.
I was thinking about something else, maybe Phantom Touch, maybe Ward of Valen, maybe Heaven Cast, But now she's a ship, man. That's to be honest, like nerf. I wasn't big fan about it because I said like that's nothing. This nerf is nothing. This nerf is only, let's say enemy team has a one single champion under ship, and you have a Romanto, right? Because Romanto is stripping the buff ability and the custom debuff, so he have a like two. One skill has a two ability to make him the ship. Now it's only one gonna be trigger, but if the entire team is a ship, like it doesn't matter, right? Because it's AU attack. So it wasn't enough nerf in my opinion. They need to go a little bit more higher on the ship. But basically, yeah, you guys right. They buffed the ship because you have a 6-star Kendofron, give ship. You have a 6-star something, give the ship. 6-star doesn't need a accuracy, by the way. So like even the champion who doesn't need accuracy, like Rotos, you can put the ship now. And yeah, it's much more scary, man. Like especially like one of the meta champion right now is Krixia, right? Krixia is a put skill on the cooldown ability at the same time remove buff on the enemy team. So like if the enemy team is a all 6-star ship, which is we are talking about high platinum, obviously everybody have a 6-star. Bro, there is a high chance you can turn to a ship beginning of the game. So everybody gonna use the ship, man. I'm telling you.
Being useless over here makes a great point. Y'all need to stop asking for nerf. It keeps getting buffed. So maybe we need to ask for a buff and they nerf it. What do you guys think? Yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
We should ask fix.
Fix?
Yeah. Like they fixed the cadaver.
Cadaver? Oh, yes. Let's get a cadaver fix.
They fixed him, Dreamer.
So the thought is because everybody gets the same stats now, and by default, since you had to have accuracy, if you have the 5, I think it's the 5-star, you get the accuracy, right?
Right.
So you get extra accuracy too, right? Because I know that definitely happened with my son Wukong.
Yeah. Well,
I was already running it, but I was like, now I got extra 75 accuracy.
So I don't think it'd be a big enough issue if this. Every blessing, basically, they took a cheap way out and put stats for every blessing, where I feel like it should have been whatever your primary champion's support is. Like if they're support, they get HP. If they're nuker, they get attack. Like maybe just have us pick one of the 3 that we could, get. Like if we wanted to get defense on a champion or whatever, I think that probably would have been the better course.
They are lazy for that.
But the problem that they did is they gave it crit damage at a 4-star, which now has made it that 4-stars are super powerful on your nukers. And when it comes to polymorph, it makes it even worse because I could just put a couple of 100 accuracy on my Taras. Like my Taras right now is 217. I could probably put like another 100 or so with some glyphs and whatnot, and then you debuff me. I got a good shot of getting that 3% in. But it makes everybody run sheep now, so that's definitely not workable. And I watched Scratch, who did some play testing on the test server. He had, I believe it was Victor Tez, put in a whole team of champions that were all 6-star polymorph, and they it was like a 50-50 chance of them buff stripping and getting sheeped. So it doesn't really feel out of like it doesn't feel like a nerf, right? It definitely feels like a buff. And to Kent's point, there's a lot of blessings that got a really good rebalance, like emergency heal. I would love to put that on a lot of my champions, but I just won't do it because it's not worth it. Gestal, what are your thoughts on the polymorph nerf?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I don't think they understand how adding all these stats was to every single blessing was going to be a good thing. Maybe people aren't spending on soul stones. They thought this would be a way to get more people buying them. I don't know, man. Like it's almost like they didn't play test it. Like they should. Like, it's ridiculous, man. Adding the stats obviously was a huge boost. Adding all the stats to like defensive blessings, like the cool thing about blessings was they were kind of geared towards specific types of champs, support champs, HP champs, attack-based champs, and you didn't want to put stone or a polymorph on a Rotos that I've gone against about 100 times over the last couple days in the last week in Live Arena. Like it's just dumb. It was really dumb. They should also remove, to make polymorph a little bit better, get rid of the you always need accuracy. No matter what, you need to have accuracy. That right there is going to take it off majority of the champs. You're not going to have it on Duchess anymore. You're not going to have it on Siphi anymore. It's the most annoying thing in the world. I play Live Arena 15, 20 fights a night on stream, man. It is Polymorph and Sun Wukong are the two worst things in Live Arena, bro. The two worst things. Every single team's got a Sun Wukong on it, and every single team has got Polymorph on their entire team. I can't stand it.
Yeah. Can I say something real quickly?
Yep.
Yeah, it's I'm not going to talk about the ship. I'm just going to talk about the stat bonus. Yeah, in the theory, we are getting lots of stat bonus, right? Everything we are getting, but this looks good, but it's actually not. Some champion don't want this stat. For example, like let's say you have a dungeon team, bro. Like if you have a seer team, for example, like when you reach the boss, you want your team dead, then your champion gonna solo it, right? Now your seer gonna get like defense, HP, stuff like that. Your seer not gonna die that easily anymore, and it's gonna increase your team duration, right? Yep. Yeah, Artak, for example, bro. I never see my Artak fail before. After this change, he got a 38% critical damage. He's triggering the boss passive skill now on the Ice Core M10. It's so stupid. I cannot remove it. There's no way to get rid of it, right? And Trando, for example, if you guys using Trando on the arena, it's not good idea to give her accuracy, right? And boom, you got a 75 accuracy now.
Yep.
Like, and there is no way to get rid of that. Like, you said, like, hey, take it this. Like, I don't want it. Like, no, you can't pull another Trando, I guess.
Right. I agree. I feel like they took the cheap way out with this. Like I feel, on the first star you get the 8500 HP on a legendary. Honestly, I feel like first star you should get whatever the blessing bonus is. Second one you should be unlocking a stat bonus, whether it's, HP, attack, or defense, particular to that champion, right? Like, give me a little tab here and say, I want to put HP on him, or I want to put attack, or I want to put defense. The whole damage, the crit damage, it should be locked behind blessings that are strictly for nukers. Then you want to put one for accuracy and resistance, perfectly fine. Let's do that one. Or maybe, kind of give a half a stat boost on the first line. Second line, give us a little bit more, kind of like the way, the Great Hall works. But yeah, it definitely feels like they took the easy way out here. They just strictly went for the same thing for everybody, and it's just, I haven't experienced that with my Artak yet, as you have, Ken, but yeah, 138 crit damage, I could probably be proccing that guy's passive, which is going to be a little concerning now. I got to maybe just...
750 attack as well, by the way.
Yep, that's true. Yeah. So, yeah.
Actually, on my bet, HP, he's HP based.
Yeah.
8,500
8,500 HP, which is great. I'll take the HP and the defense. I mean, he's a beast tank. But yeah, the crit damage one kind of worries me a little bit. But, Jay, what you got to say?
So, in terms of nerf... yeah, it's an adjustment to help out everybody. Of course, it's going to help out the people who have 6-star sheep. But if you have even people are arguing oh, well, now I need more accuracy on my champion. I argued the same thing that, well, you can just, if people are going to have a little bit more accuracy, then just build a little bit more resist, right? You can still resist the sheep. I have not seen any more increase or decrease in me getting sheeped. Now, if I'm fighting someone with a 6-star blessing, oh, definitely. I don't even fight them because I know I'm going to get sheeped, right? You can't get sheep from being locked out. But then another thing I do as well is I don't use sheepable offenses. I make sure that I'm not stripping. I make sure I'm not removing, stealing. I make sure that I'm decreasing, which is an unachievable offense. So I understand that, like in Plat and other areas, like, Gold 3 and Live Arena higher, certain champions like Nightwing Crixia, right? She can technically remove and lock out, which will increase your chance of getting sheeped. But if they don't have a 6-star, then I would advise building a little more resist, because no one's going to put tons of, accuracy on every single champion. You're gonna lose a lot of crit damage, speed, and speed is pretty high right now, right? Everyone's trying to go really fast, especially on nukers. So that's all I can advise is to the community. Like me personally, I haven't seen any difference. I'm still using the same champions, not getting sheeped about almost the same. It's not like it's 80%, 90% chance I'm always getting sheeped. But if you're fighting people who have high blessings, yeah, that's the problem. I don't think it should be irresistible at max level, but that's how they make money off soulstones. So that's up to PLARIUM.
Okay. Zero.
Yeah, if I were to change it, I think, accuracy for all levels, I think, is step one. And then I'm on the fence. I still haven't really figured out the whole stat bloat thing, right? Like on one side, when I'm looking at Sin City and going, well, this is going to help me get through, this extra stat bloat and stuff. And that is the newest, hardest part content in the game. So I'm kind of on the fence with that. I think Polymorph should do one of two things. Accuracy for all, that's one thing. So I think it should either be one turn and it slows you to 150 speed, or keep it 2 turns and keep your champion speed as it is. Just taking someone out of the fight, removing the passive ability, right? Your Death Knights, your whatevers, your people like that. And of course, removing buffs and all of that is huge, is enough of a penalty. So I think one of those two things. Make it 1 turn. I do like it being 2 turns, because you can get, from an attack strategy perspective, if it lands, you can do some stuff. But I think slowing them down to 150 speed when they're 300 speed, it's a little bit too much.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's going to take Polymorph away from, it's a little bit different of an angle. I just think I think Polymorph just does too much, all encompassing.
Great. Agreed. I think a lot of us, I know definitely Mr. What's his name? Big Papa Drock, aka Sheep Drock, is definitely a huge advocate of what the hell are you doing, PLARIUM, with Polymorph? Like, fix the damn thing. Balance it out. But yes, it does, it does do a lot of things for its use, and is definitely the more favorable. And I forget who it was, but somebody just mentioned that, PLARIUM might be just hurting a whole bunch of sheep there. And so they just figured, like, hey, let's just troll the community and say, just throw the sheep in and never nerf it, or something. Who knows? They've definitely been going against the grain, we'll say, on this part, where it's just not feasible. It's not working right? And we've definitely came out and said more than enough times about it becoming a problem.
And just let me jump in real fast. Just to finish a thought that I had, because I only use it on Sun Wukong, but like there's a huge difference in a fight when you smack them and it lands with your A2 and they're out for 1 turn, and them placing a debuff and hitting it for 2 turns, and I can almost just forget who that was, no matter how powerful they were, and hyper focus on the rest of the team, and that does half the time win the fight. And of course, playing against it, you lose the fight half the time, right? So yeah, I think 1 turn, or letting them keep their speed so they can get out of it faster. I think because Sun Wukong's powerful, but he's not, when he lands the sheep, it's not super OP. And so I think they need to gear it closer to that.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about let's talk about this guy now. Let's talk about Aislinn. Now, have any of you guys play tested him at all? Let's start with Zero.
No, because we're not Blazin. We don't fall out pulling them in our prism shards. No, no, I just wanted to give you a hard time. Nor do we have 2 Tarasas to use it in arena too. That was fun to see. How you were losing those fights, I don't know.
They were cracking accounts. Trust me.
Yeah, no, I'm just messing. Yeah, no, I haven't really seen it be used yet. I did have one use it. I think just him in general, like Bannerlords. First of all, I find it funny that they finally create a pair that can counter Taras and Marishka, and then as soon as they release it, they're like, "Oh, we're going to give you this dude that's going to power them up anyway." So I thought that was funny, but Bannerlords has such a good set of arena champions, I guess I would say. Like, I really use Stultus, I really use Raglan, Marishka is obvious, Taras. So it's cool to see them add this buff champion to the mix. I want to say I like that thought, and I like the idea of. I even said this on stream before they released him. Because I went back to Magic the Gathering type thing, but I was like, you had those different, like the Goblin lore that empowers other goblins, or the Dark Moon that empowered all black creatures and stuff. So I kind of like that mechanic in the game. But in terms of playtesting, no, you'll have to tell us all about it, Blazin.
Okay. Jay, what about you?
No, unfortunately, I do not have him myself, but from all the content creators that I've watched from him, overall, people are saying he's decent. He's not as super OP as everyone thought. And I did say that earlier, that I was like, I don't know why everyone's tripping. He's a really strong champion, but he's not like going to be the end all. If you get it, you win instantly.
Mm-hmm. So here's so he actually did place, or did he take a turn? I don't know if he just took a turn or if he actually just placed that, because that was...
I think he just placed it.
Okay. So maybe it looks like they fixed it and they didn't say anything, but... Okay, Gestal, what about you? Have you played around with anyone? No?
No, haven't been able to play test them yet. Watched a couple of videos on them. I watched you pull them and hurt your knee for sure. But yeah, I haven't played tested yet.
Okay. I know the answer to this one, but Ken, what about you?
I play test them. Not my account. Thanks to the Blazin. In my stream a couple of days ago, we tested them. It was, I agree with DJ, it wasn't that broken, to be honest, on our test. Especially against the lockout champion, just lockout him and he cannot do anything. But I believe the main reason for that, he wasn't working correctly. PLARIUM actually confirmed that as well. Like, his passive skill didn't trigger. It's triggered earlier, but I don't know, maybe they fix it. But this revive block damage stuff can be very, very strong, to be honest. We have to wait and see PLARIUM gonna fix it.
Okay.
But his special against the lockout champion is very weak, because super weak.
Right.
Especially if he doesn't have a resistance. So you tell us, man, like you must be playing a lot, right?
So I have been playing him, and last week we all said, this guy's going to be busted broken, so strong, so this, like, theory crafting with the duo and stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, he is good. He's definitely strong. Himself, I tested him, with some other champions from the Bannerlords to see. It's only really targeted towards the duo. It's not going to... He's already just empowering the duo. He's not empowering the whole faction itself. For Arena, most of the other content in the game, yes, he's going to be very strong everywhere else. But Arena-wise, where we were expecting him to be busted and broken, he's not. That may change depending on, and I'm going to go up against that other team back here in just a second because I want to see, because I did confirm it on the video before, but I'm going to purposely lose to this team to see if he's going to revive, if she's going to revive and he's going to do block damage. But he's really not as strong as I was expecting him to be. I thought he was going to be a lot more game-breaking, and really, really wasn't. And he's not, to get the full benefit of him, especially with the A2, you really need to have a shield on your champions the whole time. You can't really just say, "Nah, I'm gonna strip off my shield and go ahead and heal everybody," because then the part on his A3 doesn't come into play, doesn't really work. And I know, again, we said that it was going to be, why isn't he not killing me? We said that he was going to be crazy insane, but I don't really think he is. And again, this is speaking as somebody who has Taurus Marichka. I mean, we see, unfortunately, I'm going to win here. That, it's a crazy comp, but the A2, I feel, is very weak. It looks like it should be damage game breaking, because it's a strong heal. He should be doing with 100% heal on 100% increase on the shields, which is already crazy enough. He should be doing some insanely ridiculous damage. This is a team I can lose against, but it's not. It's really not. Ken, and now you again play tested him on my account, and I was a little preoccupied with what was going on. But did you think any part of his kit was really too busted, or just not too not busted, but I guess too, what's the word that I'm looking for here, guys? Help me out.
Broken?
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. Not really, man. He's actually reminds me of Ursuga. He has a damage reduction on his passive skill, and he has elite protection as well. Ursuga is Ursuga is a 30% damage reduction. He have only 10%. But just looks like Ursuga for Bannerlord, for a little bit more utility, like I mentioned earlier, he is a heal, right? A2 ability, shield, also a heal. That's cool, but heal is not gonna protect you. If you die, you die. You cannot heal. Okay, let's see, is that gonna trigger the passive? It doesn't.
Nope. So he's still not fixed. He's still not working.
Yeah. That part would be nice because, like I said earlier, against the Lokat champion, you cannot use your elite protection skill. Elite protection, guys, best protection skill in the game. Elite protection is the best. After that is strength is coming. If you cast the elite protection on your champion, let's say one of the most OP damage, like Mortumaka Peril, for example.
Mm-hmm.
You can even survive against Mortumaka Peril with daily protection, not even a question, so super simple. So this is why, it's really hard. One of the main reasons really hard to kill the Necret protection, right? Champion under Necret protection. I know Necret also doing heal, but he also casts an elite protection. So when they kill your Maricha after he got revived, if you cast this ability with the block damage, which is he's supposed to do that can be so annoying, man. You are coming back, enemy supposed to kill you again, but they are not going to kill you that easily, Mm-hmm. And on the special platinum reset, I don't know, people want to go against this team, because you want to kill the enemy fast so you can climb, you can get more point. But again, PLARIUM said they are going to fix it.
Yep.
Maybe we are judging him a little bit earlier, but he's a little bit, how to say that...
underrated, underwhelming?
No, not OP. Let's say not OP like we said last week.
Okay.
Decent, but not that broken. Definitely not that broken.
And I mean, the heal, like you guys just saw, that was a 100k heal. That was strong. I think that's got to be the biggest heal in the game, right? By far. But I think the trade-off for it just, the kit isn't going to be as good unless, you're already starting off with a shield in a lot of cases. And actually, I did do the testing with putting him in a bolster set, and he falls down pretty quickly, right? Because we have a lot of things that will ignore shields and stuff like that. So if you do have him, guys, you're going to want to put a stone skin at least one turn to make him. I mean, I built mine out with... I think I actually improved them a little bit from what you play tested him with. But I did put him up to 104k HP, almost 5k defense, and 260 speed. I may start building a little bit of resistance, but if I can't get to decent marks, it's not really going to be worth it. We'll see after. Hopefully, I win this polymorph.
Yeah, I was like, get that 5-star blessing.
I think this guy may give up. I don't know. We'll see. He might have given up, but overall, I don't think. And to Jay, Gestal, and to Zero, if you guys want to hop on the account anytime and play test them or any of the other champions, definitely just let me know. You're more than welcome to. But I don't think he's as broken as he looks like, guys. Again, even if the A2 gets fixed, it's the A3. Sorry, the passive on the A3. I still don't think he's going to be that broken. I still feel like he's going to be decent, and he really requires to take full advantage of. He requires to have a full Bannerlord team, and short of just putting in Raglan, who's got a really good heal, and if you can build her properly, he's not gonna change a lot of things. And I
No, man, you don't really need a Raglan. Taras, Maricha, and the Sifi pretty much can work too, right?
Right, but then you don't get the third part, right? The value of the shields is 100%. And on this one, buffs placed by this skill cannot be removed. So if you don't have that third champion with you, you don't get the protected buffs, and then you don't get the extra 100% shield, because that 100% shield on a 30k shield, pretty big numbers.
I see.
Right.
No. I'm telling you, save your shirt. They are gonna release a Sifi on the Bannerlord. I'm telling you.
They're gonna release.
Yeah, they are gonna release Sifi like champion on the Bannerlord.
All right, guys, we got a leak right there. Ken is. I think what they might just do now is they might buff Raglan, and then we'll get a 15x or a 5x. Sorry, 5x, guys. We're gonna get a 5x on Raglan. But yeah, it's if that does happen, do not blame me. But all right, we've.
Can I ask a quick question? Yep. I know we're getting close to time, but let me ask a quick question. So, did they officially give us an answer to how we can pull him? Like, he's not going to be in the pool, but yet he can magically be in prisms or magically be in 10x's or
right. So when I saw the whole 10x thing, and I said, "What the hell? What is this?" And I asked, and I said, "He's not supposed to be in the prison pool, or he's not supposed to be in the pool." And their answer to me was, it is a specific event, so under a 10x, a 15x, or the prism shards. They may run him as a guarantee down the line, who knows, or they may do like a champ training event where the number one person gets him. But if you were just to summon your shards on like a regular 10x or 2x, he won't be in the pool, right?
Like a Xena.
Like Xena, exactly.
Yeah, so here's the thing that I want to air my grievance here.
Yep.
Right? So I feel like they got burned when they did the whole Blade Master, Fatalis Blade Master thing, right? And I was one that pulled Void Shards to get him for the 10x because I had Crockmore, and I was like, ooh, it'd be great to have Crockmore and him reducing the permanent stats on the back end without accuracy and get around Stone Skin and all that, which I have a video coming out about that soon. But it is fun. But, and they said that was the only way you were going to get him, and then they basically gave him as a guarantee. So first of all, I felt burnt because I was, forced to use a whole bunch of Void Shards to try to hit their crappy little 10x, and we hit it, right? And now they opened it up for everybody else in the game after the fact. And so I feel like, I know their response to that was, well, we reserve the right during this thing to kind of do whatever we choose to do.
Everything is always subject to change. You will see that in every event they do.
But I think they didn't tell us anything with him other than here, it's just going to be during this thing, and they left it completely open. And I really have it's a kind of a bad taste in my mouth because again, I like the idea of this, specific champion buffing just that factions thing, but then they have this ambiguous paywall behind it that's not even defined. And I'm sure some of that is based on the Fatalis thing, but I'm just airing my grievance. I don't like that. I think if you're going to have this cool mechanic in the game, you should let people have at it, right? So
I don't think a lot of people like it, but it's they've obviously been introducing their ways of trying to make as much money as possible and monetizing everything as much as possible. So I'm just waiting for the day that they start selling the dust. I think that's coming, and that's going to be coming soon.
They didn't yet?
Not yet. Not yet.
Oh, wow.
Just wait a couple more weeks. Yeah, I know Ken just looks... he just exits right out of that. It doesn't even look like... could that maybe... But... All right. Guys, it has been a wonderful, wonderful day. Wonderful stream. Thank you all very much. Look at Nacho. Now, the moment I start talking, Nacho's like, they already started selling dust. Just buy energy. No, bro. I farmed like 30k energy on CVC, and I did like 400 dust, which got me crap. I need like at least 5,000 to be able to roll the perfect substats. I'm waiting for that. But Ken, where can everybody find you?
I'm FinalKenpachi, both YouTube and Twitch. You guys can find me.
All right. Jay, what about you?
Everyone can find me on JRStar3 on YouTube and Twitch.
All right. Gestal, how about you?
Yeah, Gestal Gaming on Twitch and the YouTubes, and Gestal.gg, the greatest website ever created.
Yes, sir. Can attest to that. Mr. Zero Brew.
I love
you,
it.
sir, where can they find you?
Yeah, so we're trying to build out our YouTube content. So find me at Zero Brew on YouTube's, as I like to say. But Twitch, Sunday, Tuesday, and Friday nights are my typical nights to go. 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Hope to see you there, and we'll keep you very entertained.
All right. Definitely, guys, if you have time on a Friday night, go watch him. Especially when he's drinking. Ken, shout out for me, please.
I like to shout out Layla Fox Nation. She's also a streamer, Raid Shadow Legends content creator. She's doing cosplay stuff as well. She's super fun, doing Sharp Bull, everything. Make sure to follow her, guys.
All right. Fox, thank you very much for the follow, so appreciate you. Gestal, where can everybody find you, sir?
Oh, shout out.
Shout out, sorry.
Gonna give my man Pogo a shout out. Pogo is also a plumber, and I have been trying to install a new
garbage disposal.
No. In the bathroom, I was just trying to put new faucets in. Yeah, new faucets, and I had to redo all of the plumbing underneath, which I'd never done before. And Pogo's been a huge help there, man. Big shout out to Pogo Pink Tie. Go give him a follow over there on the Twitches.
Did he come over and actually replace it for you, or?
I mean, he could. Nah. He could though. He doesn't live that far from me. But no, it was something pretty. I mean, he recommended a couple of things for me to clean it up a little bit. So
okay,
it was awesome. It was just cool that he did it, man. It's cool,
If you ever need help with that, let me know. I built the whole second floor. Well, I rebuilt like half of my house, but. There's not an aspect in the construction that I couldn't tell you what you need to do. Although California rules are a little weird, so you guys are a little flimsy out there.
Everything I use. I grew up in New Jersey. You say whatever you want about California. Man.
You know what? I was born in Jersey.
Nice.
Livingston, New Jersey.
Yeah, not too far from me.
Jay, what about you? Shout out.
Shout out to Boozer, the best free-to-play live arena player, and he got a lot of collabs with other big content creators, so shout out to him.
Okay. Zero, what about you, sir? Shout outs.
Yeah, so I didn't even have one planned. I totally forgot that was part being the first time here. But yeah, shout out to my man Soul Saint. He's been out there grinding really hard and putting out a lot of content, and I appreciated him. I think was back in November or so. Gestal, he reached out to a handful of us and said, "Hey, let's do some other gaming. Let's try some things and try to build a network." Back then, so just shout out to him and give him some love. But also Blazing. You're starting to stream on Twitch more, I see. So you need your own shout out too. So let's get it.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah, Soul Saint, great content creator. Love the guy. Can't wait till we get him on stream with us here. You know, we have a couple of extra spots on the monitors here. So anytime, you know, just like Zero, you guys are more than welcome to come on here. My shout out's actually gonna go to Mr. Where did he go? Mr. God damn it, I had his name. Why am I forgetting his name? I just had him. Grim Reaper, sorry. He's actually gonna be a dad, guys. Grim Reaper is going to be a dad. Wow, I can't believe it. He got married last year. This year he's having a baby. Or no, he got married this year. He got married last year, moved to Indonesia, now is having a baby, so he's going to be a dad. He's a great content creator. He's been trying to push YouTube really, really hard, so make sure you guys follow him over there. He's actually going to be the person we raid after this over there. So very, very great guy to hang out with, and is also very knowledgeable. So yeah, guys, wonderful, wonderful time. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Gestal. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Zero. Thank you guys all for coming out here. Also, we have Heinz Sauce in the chat, who's another content creator, late night streamer. Make sure you guys give him a follow too, along with Soul Saint and Mr. Nacho. Nacho, I miss you, man. I miss you. Love you. I need you back. Or you need to train one of these guys to do your job. All right.
Can we start trolling?
Hey, let's go. If you want to do it.
No.
It'll be a fun time.
Nobody can do the nacho, you know?
It'll be a fun time.
I'd be a soggy nacho. That's what I'd be. It wouldn't be the same. No crunch in that nacho.
All right. Well, guys, it has been a wonderful day. Thank you all very much for joining us. YouTube side, we love you guys very much. Twitch side, we're going to be rating Mr. Grim Reaper TV. So once we hop over there, make sure you guys give him a follow. We'll see you guys all here again next week. And if you're somebody that wants to come on the show, if you're a content creator that wants to come on the show, reach out to me or any one of these guys in Discord, and we can definitely get you on here. As always, guys, much love, much appreciation. Be safe, be well, be good to each other. We'll catch you guys next time.